What's Kileah done different this year, Coach? She seems to be getting better and better and better as the year.
I think it's, and you can ask Kileah this, but as her coach, the one thing I've recognized is her focus. Her focus has been different. I think that's a life-changing focus, though, for her, too. I don't think it's just basketball. And I think she understands that these opportunities are very precious for her. And, I know that she wants to have the ability to help her teammates out. And I know she wants to make her family proud. I think on top of that, though, what I've found is the team has stuck with Kileah. And what I mean stuck with, it's been tough times where she's working hard, she's posting up. It's tough. I know as a former post player, you're working hard, you don't get the ball, but they've stuck with her. They've found ways to get the ball to her, and that's both in practice and in the game. And now we're seeing that they're reaping rewards of that. In addition to that, the one thing that I talk to our guards about, this is all of them, not just Kileah, but Jacqueline, Tierra Pitts. We have a team of very unselfish post players. When they get those doubles, they're not trying to split doubles. They're not trying to make heroic plays. They do a good job of finding their shooters and rewarding them. And I think that there's a trust level now that our guards have understanding that. And so their ability now to find the open seams and hit those players has really helped. But I would definitely say overall, I think the one thing I see with Kileah is just a maturity across the board. And I think that's found its way on the basketball floor.
Kileah, you had 14 points, 15 rebounds, double-double. What kind of confidence does this give you going forward now that you have a performance like you had today?
It just gives me a lot of confidence. It shows me that I can go out there and do it, and then have just like the support of my team, just basically congratulating me after I make a good play or after I finish a pass, And so it just lifts me up and just wants me and makes me want to keep doing it, and just I don't know, just makes it more fun that you're up there helping your team and stuff like that. So it just makes me want to keep bringing that each game.
Okay, whenever you get rolling like you did tonight, what do you tell yourself to keep yourself from getting shot happy? Because it seems like you're only taking 10 shots, but you're making 5 of 8.
Not only to keep shooting, not get shot happy, but just run the offense and be able to execute. If it's not me, then getting in at Kileah, and Kileah's 14 points and getting rebounds, getting inside out, working the ball, and just finding other players and not being selfish.
Meghan, what's been the difference between the Stetson Hatter tournament and then you had the 3-game stretch where you I'm sure would have liked to play a little bit better, and then today where it seems like you're more confident back to the whole make. Was there any difference between those?
I think I've personally been focusing more on defense, and just focusing on defense, letting the offense come to me. I think the past 3 games, or previous 3 games, I was kind of pressing, not letting it come to me. And then just confidence. Coaches always tell me, keep shooting, they're going to come, and that just helps, especially with the shooter mentality.
And honestly, in Meghan's defense, there's some things we've done in practice right now with our offense to help them with that, where we're more efficient offensively. I think as we take a look at what it is we need to do as teams start to scout us, we need to continue to press away at what we do and refine what we do really well. That's opened up opportunities for Meghan for her 3-point shot. But Meghan can take people off the bounce. That's what I don't think people realize as well. Great shooters generally can do that. Some of the best, because they know people close out hard on them, are really good at getting that free throw line. In addition to that, it's opened up looks for Kileah down low, for Jacqueline down low as well. That high-low game is there. And so we've worked really hard at just refining offensively what it is we do to open up some of those easier looks to help them so they don't feel the pressure in those games. We got a little lazy, honestly, offensively. And I think that's what you've seen in the last 2 games is that we're working on it. We're going to continue to do that as well.
Coach, you always talk about defense and how important it is, something you stress, and it seems like to me this is the best performance that you've put together in conference play so far. How pleased were you to see the kind of focus that your team had on defense tonight?
I was really happy. Again, it comes back to the fact that they executed, and they did everything you ask, and that's all you can ever ask out of your student athletes is if you put together a game plan and they execute it to the T. 9 times out of 10 for most coaches, you're going to find yourself with the win. It's a little bit different. Obviously, you put it together, do everything you said, and they come up with a loss, and you got to start staring at yourself. But really and truly, the times that the staff and I have put together a game plan and we followed through against good teams, we'll find ourselves with the win. Against better teams, we'll see. we'll see.
Coach, can you talk about how Taylor Deer was able to come in and have production for you?
You know, I've talked a lot about our bench in different ways. I really hope people understand, and it's tough on these kids. I get it, you know. You might not play at all one game, next thing you know, Coach G's putting you in for 5 minutes at a time and expecting you to perform. But the one thing that they're able to do is they're able to do that. You'll find that they're playing sequential minutes, and Taylor Deer is one of them tonight. And I've got a lot of confidence in Taylor Deer's ability to be able to score for us, to be honest with you. It's the defensive intensity that we need from her, which we saw tonight. Is that they're able to, with their point production, their defensive production, and what they're able to do within the short amount of time. If you take a look at that, just it's so concentrated right now. I think most people can understand that our bench in some ways is deep, although it may not look like it on the surface, because we have various players. I mean, let's be honest. Tonight we have our top 2 all-conference players. On paper, didn't do very much, but we have other players that can step in. Now we know Meghan's our second linear scorer, and we knew Kileah was going to come along. When you have players like, you know, Raven Burns, Taylor Deer, you know, Whitney Apari come in the game and do their job and do it well, and so there's no fall off when we do substitutions, that makes a team really difficult to beat. So as we move forward, I truly feel like we have a bench. You know, as we continue to move forward, I just need to find pockets and seams for them to be able to step in to continue to do so. Unless they're able to, you know, push a starter out of her position. Right now, I need to continue to play these young women in sequential minutes. So when they are in a game where that opportunity does come, where we do have foul trouble, which happened with Ariel, you know, Taylor did a great job tonight. Taylor did a great job for us tonight. But I'm really proud of that young woman. And again, the better she plays defensively, the more opportunity she'll have to play.
Coach, you talked about how Meghan's three-point shooting kind of opens up high-low looks for Kileah and Jeffco and everyone. She's in the top 25 in three-pointers per game. What does having that kind of luxury, that kind of player who makes three-pointers consistently do for your offense?
You know, it opens up offense. I think that's what most people realize. There'll be times, too, where Meghan understands that people do a great job and they shut her down, or they make her opportunities a little bit tougher for her. And her ability to play defense, I think right now, is what she's found has opened up her game, because then she's playing free. And I think as any player wants to, when you're out there, you don't want to play with any stress. You might want to play with intensity, but you don't want to play with stress, because stress can be difficult. And what you find is defensively, if you do a good job, you get a big stop, you help your teammate, you know, you get a deflection. That's just hustle and heart, and that just feels good, because that's just hard work. And I think that's what, you know, that she's found that she's able to do. But as we continue to move forward, Meghan, again, is our second leading scorer. And one of the things I talked to her about when she didn't start the other night was, Meghan, look, I'm no fool. You're our second leading scorer. You just got to trust me right now with the game plan and what the plan is. And I really appreciate that she did, because now what we found is that she's opened up her game. She's committed to defense, and she's just a leader for us on the floor. And that's what I like about Meghan. Meghan was not signed as a three-point scorer for us. Meghan was signed as a leader and somebody who could work hard and push the rest of the team, and she's done that. So for me, yes, it's been gravy that we have the fact that Meghan's playing such a great year in her senior year. What else could you want for a young woman?
Coach, just kind of back to the road for the next 2 games. Talk about the adjustments you guys are going to make after the big, you know, opening 3-game stretch you had to open the season. Talk about the adjustments you're going to make to go on this next road trip.
Well, the nice thing for me as a team is, like I said, back-to-back, they've done a good job of executing our game plan. Adjustment-wise, you know, until I sit down, I've watched some Arkansas State film, because you've had a chance to in conference play. They still have Andrea Gamble, for goodness sakes. You know, they have another young woman, though, who's scoring big points for them right now on the perimeter. But in addition to that, they're just a tough team. They're tough. They're different from Little Rock in that, you know, they play both sides of the ball a bit more so. They're not necessarily just a defensive-minded team, but they are very physical and aggressive defensively, and they look to come out and intimidate you. I mean, it's a very intimidating look, and they can sustain it, especially when they have an opportunity to play at home. So, you know, I'm looking for a very physical game. I'm looking for them to try to put their stamp on who they are. You know, I've not taken a look to see what the score is yet, but, you know, up to this point, they were undefeated, them in Little Rock. I think, you know, they're going to try to fight to be number 1. But, hey, you know, as a Bobcat team coming in, we're hungry too. We didn't have an opportunity to win at their place last year. I think our team clearly understands what our goals are. You know, and in order to get to the top, we have to go through the state of Arkansas. And I'm excited about that opportunity, to be honest with you. I don't have to rally our team very much. I do like that our intensity level has been much better. Our starts have been better, which is what I've talked to you all about. I've not appreciated our starts, and it's something that I look to myself and our staff to do better by these young women. And so I anticipate a good start at their place. And maybe, it might be ugly, but I do anticipate that we're going to play hard.
Meghan, how excited after you had another opportunity to play a top-notch team and test yourselves against Arkansas State and get that chance to kind of prove where you guys stand in the conference?
It's not much to be said. It's Arkansas State, so we just gotta. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a tough game, and I know for the Turners, we're gonna be ready for the game, but we'll have to pull along, the younger players, but it's gonna be a good game, and we're excited.
They're a team you saw 3 times last year too.
Exactly, yeah.
A little bit of.
It's the only team we didn't get.
It's
the only team. It's the only team we didn't get. Split with everyone else, swept some, but it's the only team. So there's some hunger there. There's some hunger.